Hey, what's up guys? My name is Andrew. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about interesting ways to save money, whether you're online shopping or eating out or just buying groceries or just general daily expenses. These are methods that I've used personally throughout the past few years to really cut back on my expenses. And on top of that, these are methods that are legal, so I won't be talking about pirating applications or anything like that. But if you want to do that, then do it at your own discretion. I really don't want this video to be taken down. And yeah, before we get into the video, do leave a like for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So for the first tip, it's renter's insurance. Most apartment complexes and landlords require you to have this since they want you to protect your belongings. Typically on average in the US, you should spend about $10 to $22 per month, with the national average of being $15. Now for the renter's insurance cost, it really depends on your location and what state you live in. Now if you're like me and you live in a state like Texas, where the state average is $19 a month, which is 29% above the national average, it can get a little bit costly when it comes to renter's insurance. According to the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, the average yearly cost in Texas is $232 for renter's insurance. Now let me tell you about a little secret called Lemonade. Lemonade is an insurance company that was started in 2015, and it offers real estate insurance policies for homeowners and renters at a low cost. It's backed by some of the biggest investors such as Google Ventures, Sequoia Capital, and SoftBank, a Japanese tech venture capital fund. Now at the end of 2017, they raised over $100 million worth of capital for the company. And on June 8th of 2020, they filed for an IPO. And just recently, last week, they officially went public. Now when it comes to the business model, everything is done online. And really the company is to benefit charities. Upon first signing up on Lemonade, you're required to choose a nonprofit or a charity of your choosing. Now at the end of every year, all the unclaimed premiums are donated to your selected charity. Now when it comes down to Lemonade's insurance policies, I pay about $6 a month, and let's see what that actually really covers. So with Lemonade, I pay about $6 a month. This is also known as the premium. For the deductible, it's $250. And it covers fire and smoke, weather damage, vandalism, liability, and water damages. And it covers up to $10,000 worth of personal property, $1,500 of portable electronics, $3,000 of loss of use, $100,000 worth of legal fees, and $1,000 worth of medical expenses. So let's just say someone decides to break into your place and steal your Datejust Rolex, because it's worth a lot. I mean, it's a Rolex. So in order to cover the damages and stolen items, you would have to file a claim of $9,150 to cover the cost of a $600 new window and a new $8,550 Datejust Rolex. Lemonade would then subtract that amount to your deductible, and you would use that money that you received to pay for your damages and stolen things. So basically, my point is, Lemonade is like the Robin Hood of real estate insurance. It's great for covering basic necessities, and on top of that, if you want to cover certain specialty items such as luxury jewelry or like artwork and things like that, then there is an option to do that at a very low price. Now for the second tip, it's purchasing generic food brands. I mean, it's a pretty basic concept because it's food, but the taste and the quality of generic food brands is very minuscule compared to big name brands like Whole Foods. Like, it's actually crazy to see how Whole Foods can mark up the pricing because they use organic as a way to justify the pricing. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, there's barely a difference. In fact, Harvard and Stanford conducted a study and found that organic foods are equally as nutritious as traditionally grown food. Really, the only difference is the use of less pesticides, and even then, the little differences couldn't really justify for the markup in pricing. I mean, if you're gonna buy like brand name foods, then probably go to Costco and buy like the Kirkland products because Costco like sells the stuff in bulk. So
everybody knows that Costco keeps the cost low.
Now for me, since I live in West Campus, Austin, there's not really any access to Costco. So I typically go to H-E-B, and that's really how I brought down my grocery bill to $110. Now for the third tip, this requires a credit card. And if you do have one that offers cash back, you can definitely use this to your advantage, especially when you're in college. Now, if you don't have one, then I would actually recommend getting the Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card, which is the one I currently have on my hand right now. Or you can get the Citibank Double Cash Back, which offers 2% cash back on every purchase. Now with my credit card, it's 3% cash back on whichever category I choose, 2% cash back on groceries, and 1% cash back on everything else. Now if you're in college and you have roommates, then you can offer to pay for the groceries, and in return they can just Venmo you back the difference. And on top of that, it makes the checkout line process so much quicker. Now the reason why you want to do this is because you're going to be utilizing the 2% cash back on someone else's groceries. And on top of that, you won't lose any money since hopefully your roommate pays you back via Venmo. For me personally, my roommate and I typically buy groceries on the same day, so I always offer to pay for his groceries, and in return we just go through the receipt and then he just Venmos me back the difference. Now for the fourth tip, it's finding alternative ways to purchase the same item, whether it be it used or through a different vendor. One of the best examples you can definitely do this with is books. Take How to Win Friends and Influence People, for example. You can buy the book new on Amazon for $12, $17, or you can just buy it used on eBay for $4.09. You can also do this with textbooks when you're in college. I did this last semester and ended up paying a grand total of $45 with textbooks and online subscriptions. And if I had done this, then I probably would have paid about $300. Like, there's absolutely no possible way to justify paying $100 for a textbook on reading and study skills. On top of that, McGraw-Hill really has the audacity to make you pay $12 in shipping. By the way, that was just an example. Like, I'm obviously not going to buy a $100 textbook on reading. I mean, it's kind of ironic, don't you think? But my point is, don't be stupid and buy a new textbook. And if you're going to buy something used, definitely be logical about it. Like, obviously, don't buy like a used mattress. Now, the fifth one on this list is honey. This is one I personally used for about 3 years now. And you've probably heard of this application from various YouTube promotions and advertisements. Honey is a free Google Chrome browser extension, and it automatically searches for coupons and applies them when you're online shopping. And it's really easy to use. Let me show you what I mean by that. Yeah, so that's basically the gist of it. Just download the extension, and then Honey will do the rest when you're shopping online. Now, for the next tip, this is where you get the best deals, and this is where you can save the most money. And it's really my go-to method, and that's downloading a picture and reverse image searching the thing that you want to buy. Now, basically, the premise is you download the picture of the item you want to buy online, and then you put that image into reverse image Google search, And then Google Images will then display all the websites that use the exact same image on the search engine. Most of the time you will find that that item that you want to buy is typically cheaper on different websites. Let me show you what I mean by that, and I think this will definitely blow your mind. Now from that little clip you just saw, the table was $99.88 on Amazon, and I just did a Google reverse image search of that item, and I found that exact same table on another website for $59. Now that's my little secret when it comes to online shopping. You can definitely find the exact same items at a much lower price. Now for the seventh tip, it's by making coffee at home. This is something I really refuse to spend money on, especially Starbucks, unless I have like a gift card or something. Then maybe that's an exception. I mean, really, it's kind of stupid to see how much Starbucks can really charge for the drinks. Like, imagine spending $5 on a Frappuccino or something like that. Again, I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but like, at least I don't spend $5 on Starbucks. In fact, let's actually do the math for that. Let's just say you buy a $5 drink from Starbucks every weekday, including taxes. At the end of 1 year, you would have spent $1,393.60. Now, if you put all this money into Dogecoin, you can make potentially up to $330,000. That was a joke, by the way. I mean, you can if you want, but
we're entering a magical world of losing all your money.
All seriousness though, let's put that money into a non-taxable account, investing into the S&P 500 with a 7% annual return rate at the age of 20. As you can see, when you're 65, that $1,393.60 that you invested back when you were 20 years old would turn into $29,256. You then could withdraw that money without any penalties, and on top of that, you won't have to pay any taxes since it's on a non-taxable account. Now for my other general tips, I would highly recommend downloading and using mint.com to track your daily expenses and spending habits. It's really great to have an insight on what you're spending on and how you can cut back on just unnecessary expenses. And on top of that, if you want to get technical, then you can definitely try personal capital if you want your investments taken into consideration. Now when it comes to utilities, there's so many ways to cut back on your utility bill. And the first one that you can easily do is replacing your shower head with a more water efficient one. And the second method is replacing your sprinklers with a drip system. Now when it comes to electricity, there are really two ways to really reduce your energy bill. The first method is opting in to use LED light bulbs. And the second method is using electricity on non-peak electrical hours. Now when it comes to AC, if you're working full-time and you're leaving the house, I would highly recommend turning off the AC unless you're working remotely. And the second method is investing money into a white curtain to really reflect the sunlight. And as winter begins to set in, one of the best ways to really reduce your heating bill is just by turning down the thermostat. I know it sounds crazy, but research has shown that you can really reduce your heating bill by 3% every degree that you turn down every 24 hours. Now when it comes to your thermostat, definitely invest into a programmable thermostat. You can easily buy this on Amazon for $20 and save about 20% on your electricity bill. which I'll be leaving down in the description below. Now for the last tip, I would highly recommend investing into a water filter instead of buying water bottles. On top of that, you don't have to feel the guilt of throwing away water bottles into a trash can, and you don't have to deal with Dasani. Oh yeah, and just as a safety tip, definitely sanitize the inside of your water filter at least once every 2 weeks, and drain out the water when you're replacing the filter at least once. Now when it comes to these tips, you're really only scratching the surface level, but these are methods that you can immediately implement into your daily life. I really am a firm believer that by building a strong foundation on money management skills, this is really the first step into personal finance and frugality. With the internet nowadays, online shopping has really given consumers a really big advantage, since we have so many options to choose from to find the best deals. With that being said, I'm going to leave all links down in the description below. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like and comment down below. And if you didn't, leave a dislike. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. If you want 2 free stocks on Webull, link down in the description below. Sign up, create an account, deposit $100, and get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400, and hook 'em.
Running along the beaches that once been